Good afternoon, boys and girls. This is Mr. S with your Chapter 13 review on emotion. I don't know what it is about the ukulele, but you play it, and I get happy. It's hard to play it angry. I think that's one of the things I like about it. It makes me happy when I play it. No matter how bad a day is, a little strumming on the ook makes you feel better. All right, let's get to this review. This is a quick one. This one is only 25 questions, multiple choice, easy breezy. Let's start out with theories of emotion. Please know, William James or the James Lange theory goes by either one, William James or James Lange. No Cannon-Bard, Bow theory. No two-factor Schachter theory. Know the differences. Know the idea of performance and levels of arousal, and that we tend to perform our best at a medium level or moderate level of arousal. We talked about the idea of, in looking at brain activity, the amygdala. The amygdala. Very important in this chapter, amygdala, brain amygdala. Look at polygraph, and that is what lie detector, a form of lie detection is used through a polygraph. It measures different bodily functions. Please know what it does measure and what it doesn't. Also know the idea that is used for what is called the guilty knowledge test. And normally they will use that to find out if a suspect knows particular details or not. Again, look at the idea of the amygdala, and sometimes we have what's called the rapid or automatic emotional response. Snake! And it goes directly from the sensory input to the thalamus to the amygdala. You don't have time to think. It's that shortcut. Then look at the idea of, with emotions, facial and body expressions, and how easy it is for people to notice things on the face, especially anger. Anger is one that we tend to pick up right away. Out of a crowd, anger tends to stand out. People who are passionate about one another, one of the key factors seems to be the ability to gaze into each other's eyes for prolonged periods of time. When we talk about universal communication of emotion, it is through facial expressions, not sign language. Many gestures are universal, but not all of them are, as we've talked about. Facial is definitely universal. And because of that, it is sometimes based on culture. And if we look at the idea of how some cultures are more willing to express themselves than others, some are much more individual based versus group or family based. A lot of times, a lot of our fears we learn through the process of observational learning, and we've talked about that before. Again, fear we tend to learn through the amygdala. When we look at the idea of dealing with different different emotions, especially anger, one thing is called the catharsis hypothesis. And the idea there is that a lot of times we can get rid of issues and deal with things through acting them out, through grieving, through, I don't know how else to put it. At the same time, we can talk to the idea of emotions through what's called the feel-good, do-good phenomenon. This is the idea that when people are happy, they are more likely to do good deeds. When you're in a good mood, you'll open the door for someone, you'll pick up trash, you'll say, hey, hi to people. When you're not in this good mood, you'll walk right by things. Someone could be on the ground and you'll just walk right by them. What else? Adaptation. Our emotions a lot of times are based on what is going on around us, and we tend to adapt. And then at some point we get a comfort level. For example, we get excited about things, but after a little while we're no longer excited about it. It's sort of like the idea of the new car smell eventually goes away. you get something new, something different occurs in your life. It seems really interesting for a while. After a period of time, we adapt to it, and sometimes we get bored. And a lot of things are based on our previous experiences. So depending on what has happened before will generate how we're more likely to respond in the future based on previous experiences. The other thing that seems to be important in finding people's relationship to their emotions, especially the emotion of happiness, and people in general when they think of their own well-being, two things seem to really play out that are related to personal happiness. One is having some kind of meaningful religious faith, and the second seems to be having a very close marriage or close friendship. That should do it. 25 questions. That's it. Study hard. I'll see you later.